Just one of those days, and again, you could tell from the first inning, the location of Kevin Gausman was not what he needs to win, and the Athletics, they jumped on him early.
Well, you know, it started with Coco Crisp. He worked the count to 3-2, got a high fastball. He singled into right field and then got behind Jaso. He hit a triple up the gap. Wild pitch. It's 2-0. You face two batters. And, you know, all the things you want to do, and Kevin Gausman's certainly aware of this, you want to get ahead of hitters. He couldn't do that. You want to get the first batter out. 3 of the 5 innings, they got the first guy on. And, you know, he kept the ball in the ballpark. The last time he faced him, he gave up 1 run on the home run to Crisp. But, you know, everything he wasn't doing, Sonny Gray was doing. So, you know, 2 young pitchers. Gray at 24 with a little more experience at the major league level. Got a chance to pitch last year as a starter, and this year coming in with 10 wins. Obviously a guy that a lot of people out here thought should have made the All-Star game. So Kevin Gausman, you know, we saw the good arm. We just didn't see the command this afternoon.
Jimmy, you know, Sonny Gray, you know, has really put up some pretty good numbers through the course of the season. The only team he's really had trouble against was the Orioles, but it didn't happen today because he had everything working for him today.
Well, he did, Demper, and you know, you've caught guys. To me, he's a conventional guy. He could command his fastball. You know, Bob Melvin said the kind of the sabermetrics we look at, can you strike people out? Well, he did that 6 times. Can you throw the ball on the ground? Only 2 balls were hit out of the infield. And do you throw a lot of strikes? Well, he did all of those things today. And, you know, this, when we talk about, and you're getting to see what he was able to do this afternoon, this is the same team in the first 2 games, hit 5 home runs. They scored 4 on Friday night, 8 yesterday. So Sonny Gray comes in here. And, you know, we didn't see 50 shades of gray, but we did see enough stuff from this kid that to understand why he is good. And meanwhile, while he's pitching to those numbers, what we're also seeing that they put 15 hits on the board. And you had a pretty good idea. The walk-off home run on Friday, they get, you know, early they're out of the game last night, but they kind of hang in even though they lose 8-4. And today, I mean, this is why they have the best record in baseball. They're a very tenacious guy. This is a huge ballpark here. They didn't hit any home runs, but they put, 10 runs on the board by using almost every inch of the ballpark, up the gaps, doubles, triples, no home runs, but they worked the count. They did everything that allows you in a big ballpark to score runs.
And, Jim, now the Orioles will be tested. We've talked about the resiliency of this team all year. Now they have to go to Anaheim, and the Angels, you could argue, at the moment are hotter than the Athletics, even though they're a game and a half out. So it's not going to get any easier. This team has to regroup, put this behind them, and go play some good baseball in Anaheim.
Well, the one thing they don't do quite as well, and, you know, you're going to miss Garrett Richards, who's arguably their best pitcher. I mean, you will Sil Weaver, who's a veteran pitcher. You know, you're going to see Santiago, who's been a spot starter, and you'll see, you know, tomorrow you're going to see Shoemaker, who actually is, you know, pitched very well for him. Not an overpowering guy, but a journeyman that, you know, has had a chance to win a lot of games. They score a lot of runs. They're 32-15 at home. They've won 20 out of the last 25, so certainly very comfortable playing in Anaheim. And, you know, obviously this is a team that's they've made some additions. They got Jason Grilli. They got Houston Street to the back end of their bullpen. So, you know, I still think this is an opportunity, even though it's a very difficult road trip, for the Orioles to find out really what they're about, because, you know, it's just not going to be a cakewalk through the West, and they know that, and we'll just see how they do. And, you know, to me, it's kind of exciting baseball because it's almost a preamble, if you can get to the postseason, on what you're going to have to face. So, again, I'm looking forward to Anaheim, and then it doesn't get any easier when you have to go up to Seattle against the best pitching team in the American League.
All right, Jim, you have a safe trip. We'll talk to you tomorrow night from the Big A.